Hello students, welcome back to the fourth part. We are going to study today about the early phase of Delhi Sultanate, which was limited to fortified towns. In 13th century, okay, in the middle of 12th century, as you know that the Tomars, okay, they had captured over the land, and after the 12th century, Chauhan of Ajmer, they captured over, and then the Delhi Sultanate, the sultans had captured, and 5 dynasties were there, right? So in 13th century, the control of Delhi Sultanate was limited to fortified towns. As you know, they used to stay in the garrison town, where the soldiers stay in, okay, and as the adjacent side, they used to get from the hinterland the food articles. The sultans did not control the hinterland of the cities and were therefore dependent upon trade, tribute or plunders for supply. Now what do you understand by this? The sultans who were there, okay, as they had money and all the food articles with them, they used it. After using, when it gets over, they used to trade, okay, when they have money, they did trading, the business, so they get back the products in return. Then tribute, people who accepted the supremacy of the sultans, they tried to tribute, okay, give some gifts in return, or plunders for supplies, or they used to loot the articles, food articles, or maybe the clothes, okay, all these articles, small articles which are necessary for the basic life, okay, that all was being plundered by them when necessary. Third, controlling garrison town in distant regions like Bengal and Sindh from Delhi was difficult. Now Bengal and Sindh is in a state, okay, which was controlled by the kings who were as strong as the sultans, and they did not give up like that. They said, come what may, we will try to defeat or defend our state. So they were not easily going to give up to the sultans. The fourth point, Mongol invasion from Afghanistan and rebellion by governors placed big challenge in front of the Delhi sultans. Mongol invasion, okay, from Afghanistan, as we remember, Genghis Khan, okay, is the name who had captured over Afghanistan. He had the overall control over the Mongol tribe, the Central Asia part, and as you come to the northwest, that is this Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, that all areas were under him. That is Genghis Khan. Number of rebellion occurred at this point of time. The Sultanate barely survived these challenges. Number of rebellions occurred and the Sultanate barely survived the challenges. It could not survive because they had lot of people from all the parts of area, okay, world also. You had people who were there to get the control over Delhi Sultanate, because as you know, Genghis Khan, he had captured over the Mongol tribe, that is China, later on the central part of Asia, and then coming to the west, northwest side, and from there they wanted to enter in India. So they had given tough fight to the sultans, but they had the standing army, so they tried to protect it. This is Khalji dynasty, okay, when Khaljis were ruling in. As you know, the first person was Jalaluddin Khalji. He ruled from 1290 to 1296. Then after him, it was taken over by Alauddin Khalji, 1296 to 1360. These are the areas which were captured by Khalji dynasty. Then comes the Tughlaq dynasty, right? Tughlaq dynasty, they ruled over from 1320 to 1414. Who was the first person who took over? It was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq from the year 1320 to 1324. Then Muhammad Tughlaq, 1324 to 1351. Firuz Shah Tughlaq, 1351 to 1388. How did the expansion of Delhi Sultanate take place? Okay, so we'll try to understand this topic. expansion of Delhi Sultanate took place during the reign of Ghiyasuddin Balban. Who was Ghiyasuddin Balban, if you remember? He is Mamluk dynasty's last ruler. Okay, after Razia Sultan, there was a gap. And then Ghiyasuddin Balban, as he had good rapport with the subjects, even all the works which he did was very well known by the people. That's why he was given that position. Alauddin Khalji and Muhammad Tughlaq. Okay, so most probably when you look into the expansion of Delhi Sultanate, it was the three people in their time the maximum expansion took place. One is Ghiyasuddin Balban, Alauddin Khalji in the Khalji dynasty, Muhammad Tughlaq, that is Tughlaq dynasty. The expansion took place along the internal and external frontier. Okay, mostly internal frontier you saw expansion and external frontiers. Now what do you understand by internal and external frontiers? Internal frontier aimed at consolidating the hinterland of the garrison town. As you know that the Mongol tribe, that is Genghis Khan, wanted to capture over, and they were capturing the maximum territory, okay, in their time period, and they wanted to have the control over India as well. So the Delhi Sultans, they thought of consolidating the soldiers, okay, asking them to stay back in their group, because the salary to be given, the food to be given, okay, the armaments to be given, all the necessary things, if you are not giving on time, they will go in for the other people, right? So they can change their post to somebody else. So that's why the Delhi Sultans aimed at consolidating the hinterland of the garrison town. They wanted the control over hinterland and the garrison town. Second, forests were cleared in Ganga, Yamuna, Dhub. So second thing what they did in the internal frontier is they cleared off the whole pasture. Okay, all the forest land was cleared where Ganga, Yamuna, Dhub was there, because it's a fertile land. And when all the crops which are grown, if you see, you can't check out who is the enemy coming in. Okay, so for that reason they cleared off that. Third point, hunter gatherers and pastoralists were expelled from their land. Okay, they were asked to move out. The Adivasis who used to stay over there, as the forest is cleared, okay, they were asked to move out from this land. It's our land, like that. They were pushed from their own land. Land was brought under cultivation. Then they thought of crop production. That's how the food material would be available. New fortresses and towns were established. That's how the new towns were established nearby, so that overall control of the internal frontier stays with the Delhi Sultans instead of going it into the hands of someone else. Now what is external frontier? Military expeditions into southern India started under Alauddin Khalji and culminated with Muhammad Tughlaq. Okay, military expeditions in the southern area, that is of India, had started during the Alauddin Khalji's time, in the Khalji dynasty's time, and it tried to culminate, it tried to decrease when Muhammad Tughlaq was ruling in. Sultanate armies captured, okay, they captured elephants, horses, slaves, precious metals, etc. So children, you must have understood with this topic very clearly. We will be meeting in the next video. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.